Hello, everyone. It's been a while. It has definitely been a while since I have been live here on. Actually, tonight, going to be on two different platforms. So on YouTube and also on Facebook, and two places on Facebook, Mike the Travel Lover, and then it should also be on my personal profile as well. So as I work out my camera. I don't know why my camera sometimes the zoom on this camera. Let me try to fix it real quick. It will eventually clear up. But just wanted to come on here and tonight's topic. Welcome everyone. If you are watching, please make sure that you put in the comment section. You can say hello or where you are watching from. I'm located here in Florida, the Orlando area, not too far from Disney. So thank you all for watching tonight's episode, which I'm going to be going. Hey Amber, how's it going? Tonight's episode is in regards to choosing the right cruise ship, right? What is the right cruise ship, or what is the right cruise line for you? What is the best one for you? Because I think a lot of times when I'm going through some of the Facebook forums or other forums around social media, some of the statements and issues I kind of come across is because people may say that they didn't have a really good time on a particular cruise ship, and sometimes when people are asking them, what were they looking for or what happened, it's just simply because they chose the wrong cruise line or the wrong cruise ship. So if my camera does not change, I'm going to switch up my camera. I don't know why it's so. Let me see something. It should not be so. 1 second. Hopefully. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But from South Carolina, let me put you up on here. So Amber says hello from South Carolina. So anyone else, please put in the comment section where you're watching from. You just drop a hello in here as well. And like I said, tonight's episode is going to be in regards to what's the best cruise line or cruise ship for you. And I'm going to kind of do an overview. I will have a future live stream where I'm going to actually go into more details about like all the ships, all the major cruise lines, and I'm really going to dive deep into that. So please make sure that you check that out. So let me see who else is on here. DT Cruiser was on here, became a YouTube member. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say everyone who's watching from YouTube, thank you so much. If you're not watching from YouTube, make sure you go over to my YouTube channel, Mike the Travel Lover, and subscribe. And I'm so grateful for having the opportunity to now be partnered with YouTube and their partner program. It's just the beginning. There are many levels I need to unlock and gain more followers and subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go over to Mike the Travel Lover on YouTube and subscribe. My plans is to create a video or have a video posted at least once a week. All right. If I'm traveling, maybe that week I may miss, but you'll have some type of content that I will be providing once a week as far as a long form. You'll see me post reels throughout the week, so stay tuned because a lot of those reels will kind of give you a glimpse of what is about to be posted for my longer vlogs. And so I just posted not too long ago Freedom of the Seas, a ship tour that I did of Freedom of the Seas. And then I just posted, what was it? Was it today or yesterday? I posted Neo. I did a Neo concert at SeaWorld, which was really good as well. So my next video that I'll be posting this upcoming week will be in regards to my ship tour of Harmony of the Seas. And then I think after that will be Wonder of the Seas. I did a ship tour of Wonder of the Seas as well. So make sure, because like I said, those longer length vlogs are only going to be on YouTube. So make sure that you go over there. And I will be making a separate intro video to my new partnership program. So stay tuned for that as well. I'll let you know if you become a member of mine, a Travel Lover fan club. That's what I'm calling it, right? Travel Lover, Mike the Travel Lover. So all of you who love to travel, you are travel lovers. And so there will be three different levels to where you can receive some exclusive access. I'll be giving you some exclusive deals that I come across, because I am also not just a content creator, I am a travel advisor. I've been doing that for about 12 years. And so there are some exclusive deals that I'll be able to let you know first, or only to members. And then it'll be, some of the content will be posted out to the public as well. Same thing for any videos or reels. Some will be just member only, some like behind the scenes, some, information that I'll provide to members only that I won't provide out to the public. So stay tuned for that video. That'll be coming up sometime this week. I have a few more things I need to set up and make sure that I have everything right, and that information will be coming out. We have Chuck from West Virginia. West Virginia. West Virginia. I've only driven through West Virginia to go. I went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and we drove through West Virginia for like a short period of time. From what I saw was, a mountainous region, beautiful, clean. And so, but I don't know too much about West Virginia. That's when I lived in Maryland. So, but I lived, closer to the Baltimore area of Maryland. But West Virginia seemed pretty nice from when I drove through a little bit of West Virginia. So thanks, Chuck, for watching. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get into choosing the right cruise ship or choosing the right cruise line. So let's start with the cruise line first, because it starts with the cruise line, and then I'll get into maybe choosing the right ship. So choosing the right cruise line, and it really just depends. Is where are you getting interested in regards to wanting to cruise? Is that from a commercial you may see on television? Is that a referral, word of mouth? If it's something that you see on social media, is it vloggers that you're seeing and it's piquing your interest, or the reason why you are wanting to go on a particular cruise line, right? And so my biggest suggestion and my biggest tip is to, when it comes to the cruise line, is obviously doing your proper research. And you can do that by obviously reaching out to a travel advisor, and they can give you some information about, what would be a really good fit for you. Or if you kind of doing it on your own, you can just really go to their website, and you can kind of get a feel of what each cruise line may offer, right? And so from that, I just want to kind of go into kind of the major cruise lines. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Virgin Voyages, Princess Cruises, and Celebrity for and MSC as well as this evening. And so that's quite a few. That's why I'm not going to really take an extremely long time. Like I said, there'll be a separate video where I'll go over each cruise line, and then I'm really going to touch on like each of the ships and all of that, so that you can know more about each class of ship and what they offer, and if it really would cater to what you're looking for. So, of course, I had to write down some notes because there's a lot of information. So I'm going to start with Carnival Cruise Line, right? So if you if you go online and you type in Carnival Cruise Line, man, you will see that there is a lot of mixed reviews when it comes to Carnival, and you also will see a battle between Carnival cruise lovers and Royal Caribbean cruise lovers, because those are kind of like the staples, the main names for a cruise line is Carnival, and you got Royal Caribbean. So with Carnival, I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the fleet of Carnival, right? Carnival has a lot of different class ships, and I don't think a lot of people may realize that. They have ships that hold maybe just around 2,000 people, 2,500 people, 3,000 people, and then you have ships that hold 5,000, 6,000 people. And so you have also the length of the cruises. You have, your 3-day, your 4-day cruises, your 5-day cruises, your 6-day cruises, your 7, 8-day cruises, and then you go to 12, 14, and longer length cruises. And so with Carnival, a lot of times you may see the bad rap that Carnival gets is that they say it's a party cruise ship. And in that, it is, I would say there are good things and there could be bad things in regards to it being maybe a party ship, right? And so it's their lingo or their motto is fun ship, right? And it truly is. When you go on any Carnival cruise, it is a fun ship. They're really big on their cruise directors, and the cruise director kind of sometimes will make a cruise even better based on the cruise, based on the cruise director that you may have, because the cruise director is the one that's putting together the different activities, setting that up, and along with its, with the fun squad, they're doing a lot of things to be able to enhance your experience when you are on a Carnival cruise. And so that is a big staple. The salary parties are a big staple when it comes to Carnival. And so I feel like it really just depends on the cruise, the class of ship that you go on. That will determine the kind of experience that you will have, whether it's negative for you or positive for you. And so let me post this. Hold on. This may be a little question, but what is your go-to cruise line for a luxury bougie feel? Give me 1 second. After I'm done with this little spiel with Carnival, I'll get into that question. That's a really good question. Um, so with Carnival, like I said, I'm going to go back to the main point: is what's the best fit for you. So with shorter cruises, you have a different demographic. They usually will go on shorter cruises, especially with Carnival. Carnival is known for its affordability, kid-friendly activities, family-oriented entertainment, youth programs, and is a very popular choice for families, families with children. The pricing, Carnival is one of the lower priced cruise lines, so it's pretty affordable for anyone who wants to cruise. So with the shorter cruises, it gets even cheaper because you're not paying how much it would be for maybe a 7-day cruise. And so that brings maybe different people on board, right? That may bring people who really want to go and party, and you may have a younger demographic that may be on those particular cruise ships as well. And then when you get on into the longer length cruises, you typically will see lesser younger age demographic, and you'll see more of that mid-range demographic, 30s, 40s, 50s on on the cruises, and different type of people. Unfortunately, I have to say that, because some people can't afford those longer length cruises. So you won't see those people that are maybe on that 3 and 4-day cruise. They can only afford, you may not see them on that 7-day cruise. So that's why it's very, very important to seek someone who has maybe some expertise in a particular cruise line. Because I can literally tell you, hey, on these particular itineraries, I don't recommend. I'm gonna refer you to a different cruise line. So for me, with Carnival, with the shorter cruises, younger demographic, you may have a little bit more partying on there. And then with the longer lift itineraries, you start to get a slightly older crowd. And it still is fun, but the atmosphere tends to be maybe a little bit different than on maybe those weekender cruises that you may have. So that's my little spiel as far as Carnival. They have great activities. You know, Carnival does have some of the older. There, I mean, Carnival has been around for a really long time, so some of their short itineraries do have the older ships. So if you're looking for something that's more innovative, you know, the decor is more modern, more up to date, then those short itineraries is not going to be the best fit for you. You want to get into the longer lift itineraries, and you want to kind of start with maybe like a sunshine, sunrise, and then work your way up. I personally love two class of ships, and I can only say that because I haven't been on the Dream class. So Dream class is Dream, Magic, what is it? Carnival Dream, Carnival Magic. I'm missing one. Which one am I missing from the Dream class? I know it's one more. Anyway, but I love the Horizon. I love the Vista class and the Excel class. Those are, if you're looking for something if you're looking for, you know, a more modern feel, decor, the Breeze. There you go. Thank you. Yes, the Carnival Breeze is part of the Dream class. So Carnival Breeze, Carnival Dream, and then Carnival Magic. Those are pretty good too, but I have not been on any of those ships. But like I said, if I'm going to really highly recommend, I'm going with the Vista class. That is the Carnival Vista, the Carnival Horizon, the Carnival Panorama, and then I'm going to Excel class, Mardi Gras, Celebration, Jubilee. Those are the top tier ones, in my opinion, for Carnival. And they have some really cool features to those ships that can compete with, say, like some of the Royal Caribbean ships. If you want to compare to maybe Royal Caribbean or to like Norwegian, those are really great ships. I mean, from IMAX theaters to Skyride to roller coaster, you know, on the cruise ship, to some really nice adult-only themed venues as well. And so I really try to, if anyone comes to me, I try to get them on one of those Vista class and Excel class ships, or I might do a Sunrise or Sunshine. I try to stay away from the Carnival Conquest, the Ecstasy. I try to get away from all of those, the Glory and all that. I try to get away from them because of the demographic that's usually maybe on. I'm not saying you will not have a good time. I'm not saying it's going to be horrible. But me personally and me professionally, I have another cruise line that I prefer for my shorter length itineraries, and that's Royal Caribbean. If someone comes to me and say, hey, I'm looking to do a short cruise, what cruise ship can you give me? I'm giving them Royal Caribbean, in my opinion. So that's for me. But Carnival is a great choice. Don't get scared away from all the things that you may see online, the fights and things like that. It does not happen on every single sailing. There are so many sailings that goes out every single week, multiple times throughout the week, that those little viral videos that you see is not common. It's not common. I've been on 8, 9 Carnival cruise ships, and to be honest with you, I've only experienced a situation once, and that was last year on the Carnival Horizon. And it wasn't a big thing. That really, it wasn't like an all-out brawl and stuff like that or whatever. I mean, there was a small fight, but it's not common. It's not common at all. And so I don't want people to be like, oh, Carnival is a ship that, you know, you go on and it's going to be nothing but a bunch of partying and clubbing. It's not even like that, to be honest with you. Bunch of line dances that's happening. The deck parties and all that is a bunch of line dances. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's a bunch of line dances. And then at nighttime, the club scene does get lit. I will admit to that. Carnival club scene at night is probably up is probably the best or up there of any cruise line, right? And it's because of the DJs they have on board, the music that they play. Yeah, you can have a really good time in wherever the nightclub is going to be on a Carnival cruise ship. So I just wanted to point that out there because I feel like Carnival gets a bad rep because you may see these different viral videos and you're like, oh, Carnival is a Walmart of cruising. No, I mean Carnival has some really nice ships. Um, and like I said, Carnival does have some older ships that me personally I would not go on. But I mean, eventually those ships are going to be out of the fleet, and Carnival has a lot of ships on order. So a lot of these older ships soon will be replaced. But a lot of the ships, the class ships that I just named, are good, are great. I mean, I love the Mardi Gras. Oh my goodness, the Carnival Mardi Gras, that is my favorite ship out of all the ships on Carnival. I mean, from the concept of the different zones, the roller coaster, the different entertainment venues, the amount of different entertainment that you will receive, the amount of live music that you will receive on the Excel class. I mean, it is truly. I love when they created that class of ships. So, and I can't wait for them to even get bigger. And I'm looking forward to it. So, all right, let me go to some questions. This is maybe a little question, but what's your go-to cruise line for a luxury bougie feel? So my go-to right now is celebrity, celebrity cruise line, and more particular, all celebrity cruise line is a premium cruise line. It is under the Royal Caribbean umbrella. So you have Royal Caribbean, and then you have Celebrity Edge class. I'm talking about Apex, Edge, Beyond, Ascent. What they got? Excel that's coming out. Mind blowing. My first time seeing a celebrity cruise ship with Celebrity Beyond last year. And then you guys, I have a video, so go to YouTube and check out that video. The decor, the artistic, the artwork, everything about the ship is beautiful. It's a completely Instagrammable type of a cruise ship, and it will give you that luxury kind of bougie feel. But at the same time, like when I was on the ship, they still had kind of some upbeat music and things like that that was going on. So it wasn't like stuffy. Let me put it that way. You go to some places and it's like really stuffy and it's like, ooh, I don't know if I should be on this particular cruise ship because of maybe the status of some people. Celebrity, no. Celebrity gives you that premium feel. And I mean, even the other class ships are really on that premium level as well. But I'm telling you, try an Edge class ship. And that's, I mean, I think, like I said, I think a lot of people sleep on Celebrity Cruise Line from their entertainment, from the food, the quality food that they have, the rooms, the decor, everything. Like, I can't wait to go on a celebrity cruise. So, yeah, yep. So I choose celebrity. You can also look into, I mean, if you're talking about a luxury bougie feel, come on, camera. A luxury bougie feel. Hold on. There we go. It's focusing. I'm sorry. A luxury bougie feel. Like I said, I mean, some people, Virgin Voyages, you can say, I wouldn't say Virgin Voyages is a luxury, but it does give you a premium feel to Virgin Voyages, which is the adults only cruise line. I have no problem with their decor that they have. It's a lot of nice places where you can just lounge and just hang out on Virgin Voyages. The ships are modern. They have some vibrant colors, on the ship, and yeah. So I would say luxury bougie feel on that too, as well. Princess, depending on, the Princess as well. Princess Cruises has some really nice ships as well. I don't want to leave out Princess Cruises. That is a premium level for Carnival, and so that will give you a premium feel as well. But I'm really on Celebrity. I'm really on Celebrity. So anyone that comes to me and they say, "Hey, I want that feel," I'm gonna recommend Celebrity Cruise Line. All right, let's see. Let's go on to some more comments. It says Carnival knows how to party. I was on Celebration and had an amazing time. Yeah, Celebration. Um, that's another really good ship too. I was able to tour that ship as well. Actually, was at the naming ceremony for Carnival Celebration, so that was really nice to experience. Um, yeah, accents. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, Celebrity is. Oh man, I'm actually about to trying to book. I actually want to book a. I'm gonna try to do Carnival. I said Carnival Celebrity Reflection. It's a. They do shorter itineraries. Still has some features that's in the Edge class. Slightly older ship, but it's a shorter itinerary, and so I'm gonna try that out because I want to try different class ships in on Celebrity, and then yeah. All right, another question. What do you think about Utopia on the shorter cruises? Do you think they have a more party vibe than a traditional RC cruise? All right, so I'm gonna give you my honest feelings. I have purposely not looked at a lot of. I'm very full aware of Utopia of the Seas and what Royal Caribbean is doing with that ship, but I purposely have not looked at any of the vlogs for Utopia. um, I haven't done that yet, and I will. I eventually will. I am seeing some mixed feelings from the Royal Caribbean community in regards to Utopia of the Seas. And I was talking. I think I was talking to. I think I was talking to my wife, and I was mentioning. What I was just thinking to myself. I'm like, it's funny how Carnival has this thing for party ship, right? They have like kind of this negative maybe connotation for being a party ship, and a lot of people with Royal Caribbean will always talk down on Carnival because of their partying and other things. And it's funny because Royal Caribbean has, since I even think like Wonder of the Seas, the way they built even the stadium feel to Wonder of the Seas at the top, and they're doing their sail away party. And then I thought about when I was on Icon of the Seas and how they did a sail away party and some other parties on that ship as well. I'm like, And then when I first heard about Utopia and it being the best weekend cruise, and I saw all the different parties that they were having on here, I was like, ain't it funny? Ain't it funny that Royal Caribbean understands that in order for them to reach a different generation, right? The millennials and the ones that are coming up, they have to cater to a slightly older crowd as well. And that's what they purposely did with Utopia of the Seas, is that they are catering to a slightly younger crowd or individuals that like to have a really good time with all of these different parties and activities that is very different than going on um on the other cruise ships within Royal Caribbean. So it's just funny that Royal Caribbean is moving into that direction of more parties. And I don't think a lot of people from Royal Caribbean is happy about it or even ready for it. But I keep telling people that the cruise lines, the old traditional way of cruising is slowly moving out, right? It's slowly moving out. So the way of cruising, we're going through a transitional period right now of what new cruising is going to be, right? Or what new cruising is. And so a lot of the people who have been cruising for, 10, 15, 20 plus years, they're seeing this like evolution of cruising. That's the same thing with Royal Caribbean. They had to. One of the knocks with Royal Caribbean is boring, right? From like other individuals, they say it's boring. There's really nothing to do. They don't have all of this X, Y, and Z. And don't think that the Royal Caribbean executives are not hearing that. So Royal Caribbean has built Utopia of the Seas and has made their party atmosphere, you know, a Royal Caribbean feel of partying, right? And so, I mean, when I heard flip the cup and all these different, college style games and all that's happening, I can't wait to go on Utopia of the Seas. To be honest with you, I can't. I can't wait. I think it's a really good. I think it's really good. For like I said, from the summit, from what I've seen and know about Utopia of the Seas and what they've added to that ship, I think is a great choice that people can make. Is, hey, I want to go on Utopia of the Seas. I want to have a little bit more fun on this 3-day or 4-day cruise. I mean, all the cruises are going a perfect day. So you have, I mean, if you're an adult, you have the chance to go to the Hideaway beach area and be able to turn up there. So I like the fact that Royal Caribbean is changing its tone a bit and creating a little bit more excitement in that aspect as far as the parties. I mean, the entertainment, they have it down. The shows and all of that, Royal Caribbean is top notch. No one is better than Royal Caribbean when it comes to their shows. No one. Ice skating shows, Royal Theater shows, the Aqua Theater shows, those combination of shows are the best. I mean, even if you go to the Quantum class with the 270 and all that, the overall Royal Caribbean has the best entertainment innovation of any cruise line. And I love I love Carnival. I love Carnival, but Royal Caribbean just has it. It has it. No, they some of the ships they may not have that big sailaway party, but if you go on the Oasis class ships, they have a balloon drop. They have a little party and then they have a balloon drop, so they do something for the sailaway. It's just different. It's slightly different than what Carnival does. Carnival compacts everybody onto the Lido deck, and then you have the DJ and the cruise directors and all that, and they're getting everyone excited. And then Royal Caribbean just does a little bit different, where they have their parties and all that indoors. I'm on a promenade. Now with Wonder of the Seas, I'm seeing, because I'm about to go on Wonder of the Seas. I mean, I toured Wonder of the Seas last year, and I'm about to go on a cruise in November on Wonder of the Seas. And they've built it to where a portion of their upper deck is where when they do a sailaway party, a lot of people are gathered together. They can see the entertainment team, and they're able to do line dance and all that together as well. So I like the direction of Royal Caribbean. As long as Royal Caribbean stays to continue the wow factors, the innovation that they have, and stay true to Royal Caribbean, but they're slightly adjusting to adding some new things. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's just my personal opinion about Royal Caribbean. So let me drop that. Really good question. Thank you so much. And so anyone else have any questions, feel free to ask. So let's kind of get into more. How long have been? This has been about 33 minutes. So cruise lines, same thing. Royal Caribbean. I'm going to switch over to Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is known for, I mean, the shows are unbelievable. I mean, you have Broadway style shows. I mean, I just was on Icon of the Seas and was able to see Wizard of Oz. Full-fledged Broadway production. I mean, they have Mamma Mia, they got Grease, they have Cats, they have Hairspray, if I'm not mistaken. And these are more so like on the Oasis class ships and all of that they have, and then the Icon class. But Royal Caribbean, with their level of service, with how they upkeep their cruise ships, which I will admit that they upkeep their cruise ships, in my personal opinion, especially the older ships, a lot better than they do with Carnival, unfortunately. And I love the fact that, and that's why for my shorter itineraries, anyone that comes to me with requests for short itineraries, I'm sending them on a Royal Caribbean ship, because I know that yes, the decor might be a little bit older, but it's still going to have that. um, it's still going to look updated. Which I'm not saying Carnival cruise ships don't look updated, but some of their ships look so old. But Royal Caribbean, I mean, I send people on like Freedom, and um, I usually stop at the Freedom class. I usually don't go any older. But even with the older ships, I've been on some older ships too, and I mean they're still pretty good upkeeping their older ships too. But yes, but I mean you're talking about a cruise line to where a multi-generational family can have a really good time. I mean, from anything from ice skating, laser tag, zip lining, rock climbing, surf simulator, to the water, to multiple pools, right? And that's another thing too, with Carnival, which I like. I know Carnival, most a lot of their ships they have maybe like one or two pools, but I like the fact that like when you go to like Oasis class, I mean you have three main pools. Then you're talking about the Solarium pool. I mean, there's just so much that you can do on these particular ships, along with the entertainment. The only thing that I've always not Royal Caribbean is, especially with these bigger ships, is where's more complimentary options. And I feel like they knocked it out of the park with Icon of the Seas with adding more complimentary options. I'm hearing the same thing with Utopia, as that they're adding more complimentary options, because you would go on a smaller size ship on Carnival, such as the Mardi Gras, and you would have like 3 to 4 more complimentary options than you would on an Oasis class ship. Which ship is so huge and so massive, sometimes you get limited to where you're always having to pay for maybe a specialty dining, or pay for an a la carte, casual, dining spot. So I like the fact that Royal Caribbean is also changing in that aspect as well. But undeniable, their entertainment is amazing when it comes to what you're paying for, what you're experiencing on the cruise ship, and Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean is great. I don't really have too many bad things to say about Royal Caribbean, and that's not even talk about their private island. Perfect Day at Coco Cay is the best private island out of any private island in the Caribbean. It is better than Half Moon Cay, Princess Cay with Carnival. It is better than MSC, which MSC, in my opinion, is the second MSC. Ocean Cay, in my opinion, is the second best private island. It is better than the little Bimini Bahamas beach club that Virgin Voyages has. Perfect Day is truly a perfect place for you to visit, from the overwater bungalows that they have, from the different cabanas that you can choose, to all the beautiful free beaches that you can go to and the lounges you can go to, the free pools with the swim up bar, all of the complimentary options on the island. You can even pay for the water park. When they say it's the tallest slide in North America, actually got on, which was pretty cool. And then they added on at the beginning of this year, they added on the adults only Hideaway Beach area, which is worth paying extra for. I mean, yeah, they knocked it out of the park with, and that's why I can't wait for Royal Caribbean and their beach clubs in Cozumel, and the beach club that they're working on in Nassau, Bahamas. I can't wait for these beach clubs to see what Royal Caribbean is going to do, because if it's anything somewhat close to, I know it's not going to be on the scale of Perfect Day, but if they have that same concept that they did or have done with Perfect Day and add it to these other beach clubs, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So I'm so looking forward to seeing more things from Royal Caribbean. I can't wait. I will be going on Star of the Seas next year. So I can't wait for that too. I haven't chose a date, but I have a couple dates in mind toward the end of 2025. And so I found some pretty good rates on Star of the Seas. All right, Miss Thickness, how are you? How you doing, Miss Thickness? It says, how are drinks on cruises? Do they seem watered down? So it truly just depends on, I don't know. It depends on the drink, to be honest with you. It depends on the drink. So my recommendations is to get a drink package. And sometimes, depending maybe on the cruise ship that you're on, I don't know. Sometimes you just have to find the right bar. If you find the right bar or a couple bars, then keep going to those same bars for the rest of the cruise, especially if they're making really good drinks and they're strong. Or you could just, hey, order your drink and then get extra shot of whatever, vodka, rum, or whatever. Um, you know, you could do that as well. I don't feel like all of the drinks are watered down. I've come across some really good. I've come across some really good drinks, but my drinks are a little bit different. Like I like the um, I like old fashioned. So you really can't have a watered down old fashioned, to be honest with you. Or with the old fashioned, it just depends on if that bartender can make a good tasting old fashioned. I like the I like different martinis. So like lemon drop martinis. I mean, I've been on Carnival, like Mardi Gras, and the lemon martinis were great on like Carnival. Um, but yeah, it just really just depends. It really just depends on the cruise ship, and it really just depends on the cruise ship and the bar. To be honest with you, good question. Can you give an overview of the suite amenities on RCCL or comparison of suite amenities between the cruise lines? Um, yes, I will. I will have a separate video that will go over the suite amenities on Royal Caribbean versus the other cruise lines. I will do that because that's like an hour in itself of me doing a comparison. So yes, I will eventually will go over the. I can tell you this right now. There are suites with Royal Caribbean where you basically get a butler, and that butler will be with you the whole cruise, right? So, and a lot of like with Carnival doesn't have, and with the Excel class with Carnival, the Mardi Gras and Jubilee, they have upped their game with the different type of suites that they have, but Royal Caribbean still knocks it out. Still is great with his suites. Like, I mean, the Lost Suite, the Ultimate Family Suite. I mean, what you get with all of those things is, I mean, you're talking about priority reservations for the shows. I mean, I literally, when I was on Icon, one of the genies, they call the genies. So the butlers on Royal Caribbean, they call them genies. And so, can you hold for 1 second? All right, sorry about that. So Royal Caribbean is on a different level. Yeah, it's on a different level with its suites. On a totally different level. I mean, two-story suites that that Royal Caribbean has. So yes, I will have a separate in the weeks coming. I will talk about suites between the cruise lines, and I'll actually will show video. I'll actually show photos of the suites. This is just my beginning, my first one. So stay tuned for more lives where I will be showing you some photos or maybe some videos as I'm going through these different lives. Terry says, agree, but hey, do you feel watered down? Um, Let me see. I agree, but hey, do you feel watered down? As I mentioned before, it truly just depends on the bar you may go to, the bartender that you may go to, in regards to if the drinks taste, watered down or not. I don't know. And then, like I said, it just depends on what type of drink that you like, because I don't know, if you're getting a bunch of fruity drinks, they're not going to really have a whole bunch of alcohol in them. But you can say, hey, give me, if you have the drink package, you can be like, hey, give me this particular, more of a top shelf, liquor, right? So you can ask them that and say, hey, I want this in my drink. I want this type of vodka, I want this type of gin or rum, whiskey or whatever, in my drink. And that would be able to maybe make your drink, taste a little bit stronger. But if you find the right bartender, give them a little extra money. Trust me, if I find a really good bartender on a cruise ship, I give them an extra tip, and I'll be like, look out. I'm gonna say look out, but like give them an extra incentive to, continue to make some really good drinks for me. So I've done it a couple of times, and I mean, the drinks are strong. Those drinks are really, really strong. So, like I said, my taste buds is a little bit different because I'm really now on more so of like old fashions and stuff like that. So, I mean, it'd be good. And I found the right whiskey too. Oh yeah, it'd be real good. Really good question. Thank you so much for the questions. Yeah, yes. If you look, yes. Because a lot of times they're going to give you whatever is the, you know, bottom shelf liquor. So if you have the drink pack, especially with Carnival, right? Because Carnival, you can get drinks that's like up to like $20 or whatever. So yeah, if they have more top shelf and it falls within what you can get, yeah. If you want that Patron, right? You want a more top shelf liquor, yeah. Ask them, hey, do you have, a top shelf liquor or whatever, and they'll be able to give you whatever top shelf. They'll, show you what top shelf liquor that they have, and they can put it in your drink. So a lot of people don't realize that you can do that, but you can. It says as long as they don't try to charge more for how we're getting the drink package. What did you say? What cruise line you're going on? Let me see. What cruise line are you going on? What what cruise ship are you going on? Put it this way. What cruise ship? Since you said this is your first time, um, we have our first cruise book for next summer. You're excited. What cruise ship? All right, so we're going on Carnival, but what cruise ship? And you found from YouTube, so thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate this. So as she is going to answer this question, let's move on to you go on Warm Strong Ventures. How you doing? How you doing? I'm on a late night, and it seems like this is pretty working. I have 9 people watching. We're just talking about what is it best fit for you, because I feel as though a lot of people make mistakes. So for me, as a travel advisor, a lot of times when people are new to cruising, I will ask them like, what type of hotel do you like to stay at? And based off of that question, if they say, oh, I like to stay at, JWs, and I like to stay at these premium level hotels, then I know for a fact I need to offer them maybe a more premium cruise line, right? I'll start with their cruise line first. So then I probably won't offer them like a Carnival, right? Royal Caribbean is different, man, because their ships are so nice. But if they want that more premium, more upscale, then I'm gonna start at maybe like Celebrity, Princess, Holland America, those type of cruise lines. I would start. If you have someone that says, "Hey, I like Marriott, I like my Hiltons," then and I'll ask them a couple more questions. Then I can kind of get a feel. Okay, all right, maybe I'll, put them on Royal Caribbean. I'll put them on Norwegian. Or if they say, "Hey, shoot, I like anything," then I might, depending on the answer to that question, especially for new cruisers, I really think that the type of hotel, because that's an accommodation, the type of hotels that you truly like, you're going to match that with the cruise line as well. So I'm a Marriott Hilton guy. I don't like staying at anything lower than that, to be honest with you. I'm a Marriott Hilton. Give me Hyatts. That's what I like. Like, I like that really good medium. I love me some Embassy Suites. Give me some Embassy Suites. I've said some JWs before. So I'm kind of in that middle. I really don't like staying at, and it's crazy because my sisters and my mom is like, you don't like staying at extended stay? You don't like staying at Red Roof? No, I don't. No, I don't want to stay at extended stay. No, I do not want to stay there. I want to stay. Give me, like I said, give me more of that medium to premium level accommodation when it comes to hotels. And that's how I am now too with my cruising. All right, so let's keep going. Got some more comments. I ain't even get into Norwegian. I didn't get into Virgin Voyages. I am going to touch on Virgin Voyages. I think a lot of people sleep on Norwegian as well. Let me talk a little bit about Norwegian, and I'll get back to some of the comments. Norwegian is really good too. I think a lot of people don't know much about Norwegian. Norwegian is one of the newer cruise lines. They don't have as many cruise ships, but they have some really good amenities. They have free stuff. They have the best group perks. So if any of you, if you're not working with a travel advisor and you're looking to do a group, they have some amazing group perks with Norwegian. I mean, in their ships, I mean, they have laser tag, they have go-karts, they have a couple of their ships, they have go-kart tracks, ropes course, some really good entertainment. And like I said, it's freestyle, so you don't have to worry about getting dressed up. So there's no formal nights. So it's that flexible dining schedule that you can have. And they have some really good amenities on their cruise ships as well. And I think a lot of people sleep on Norwegian too. So I really like Norwegian. Norwegian Epic was actually my first cruise back in 2012. That was my very first cruise. And from that cruise, I was hooked. They had a bowling alley inside of the cruise ship, inside of one of the nightclubs, and then another area. I mean, Norwegian has Oceans, which is a 24-hour pub. So you can wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, go there, order wings, fries, sandwiches, or whatever the case may be. It's open 24 hours. So it's some really unique things. I mean, and then with Norwegian, they have the Haven, which is an exclusive area. So you want a more elevated experience, exclusive area to where you have your own pool area, jacuzzi. You get kind of that butler service in that area as well. When you're in the Haven, you have access to that too. So Norwegian is a really good choice as well. I just don't think a lot of people that I know so far, in my followers, they cruise on Norwegian. But I do have a couple clients that cruise on Norwegian. All right, so let's go to some comments, and then I'm going to touch on Virgin Voyages, and I'm going to wrap that up after I talk about Virgin Voyages, because I think Virgin Voyages is I guess is maybe one of the hottest cruise talk is about going on Virgin Voyages, because it is the only adults only cruise line. So let's get into some of these comments first, and then I'll talk about Virgin. All right, let's see. You're going on the Radiance. Okay. So I know a couple years ago they just updated the Radiance as well. So what is your itinerary? Because the Radiance, man, where does the Radiance go out of? I can't remember where the Radiance. Does that go out? Is that the West Coast? If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember where the Radiance goes now, because they've moved that ship around several times. All right, let's see. Terry says, I want to take a cruise at New York City just to get a quick trip out. Terry, you already know. Just text me. Text me. All right. Text me. There's a couple options that you have out of New York City or out of like Bayonne, New Jersey. So just shoot me a text and we can talk about it. Okay, tomorrow because it's already 10:42. But yeah, Terry, just text me. It says mistakes I like Marriott so far. I'm barely getting to travel. I will be down for Hilton as well. Okay, okay, very good. Bonvoy Bay for life, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Marriott Bonvoy. You can't go wrong with Marriott Bonvoy. Let me tell you, man. Oh man, I'm telling you, in the perks of being a TA, man, I get some really heavily discounted pricing for Marriott. I love it. I love it. And that's why I really don't go anywhere else because, I mean, I see it at a JW. I looked on their website. One of the nights I stayed at JW in Tampa, it was like $400. I paid like 125, 150, for a JW Marriott. So just little perks when you become a travel advisor. All right. St. Regis. Ooh. Oh, you want to do St. Regis? St. Regis. I mean, you chose Cardinal Radiance. I don't know. All right. So how was the customer service in Norwegian? It was great. It was great. Let me tell you something. I've been on Norwegian, Carnival, Royal, Virgin, MSC. What else? Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Virgin. I cruised on 5 different cruise lines, and I don't think I've ever had a really bad experience when it comes to customer service. So Norwegian customer service is good. I don't remember. I mean, it's back in 2012. I haven't been back on Norwegian since. I do want to go on a Norwegian cruise, but it's so hard. But Norwegian, I didn't have any problems. I absolutely loved the Norwegian Epic. So I didn't have any problems. It was crazy because that cruise ship, the Norwegian Epic, when you go into the room, the bathroom is split. So it was crazy. I was like, whoa. So where your toilet and sink is like when you enter into your room, to the right is where your toilet and sink would be in your room, and then to the left would be where your shower is. I mean, I didn't know anything. I didn't know any better because that was my first cruise cruise ship that I've been on. But after going on all the other cruise lines, it was like it's crazy how like whoa, the bathroom split. So a lot of people don't like that because it's like, man, when you're trying to get together, you want to take a shower. When you get out of the shower, you may want to just stay in the same room and be able to use the mirror and all that to be able to get yourself ready. But with Norwegian, it's you got the shower to the left with the Epic, and then you got your toilet and everything else to the right. It is very, very different. And a lot of cruise ships are not like that. It says Wormstrong Ventures. How many cruises have you been on? I have physically cruised on. What am I at? 17 cruises. Because I did 2 Icon. I did a 3-day on Icon preview sailing, and then I did a 7-day. So I'm counting that as 2. So I've been on 16, 17 cruises, if I'm not mistaken. But I've cruised, that's how many I've cruised on. But I've been on probably 30 different cruise ships. Probably 30 different cruise ships. Because some cruise ships, I actually just go on, I take a tour to familiarize myself with the cruise ship, so then I can kind of offer it to my clients, and now it's more so me also too putting content together so I can post it onto YouTube so people can kind of see the ship in the different rooms and all of that. Because that's one of the things about me visiting the different cruise ships is that I'm able to tour a lot of the different rooms. And so when you do a regular cruise, if it's you just book one room, you can only obviously see your room. But with me being able to do the ship inspections, I'm able to actually see like the really nice suites and some really unique rooms that they allow for us to be able to see. So I probably have physically stepped on probably about 30 to 35, cruise ships. All right, let's keep it going. We're doing Mexico. Okay, so yeah, so I had a feeling they was leaving out of Long Beach. Okay, all right. I think that's a really good starter cruise for you on Carnival Radiance. My suggestion to you, Ms. Thickness, is that, I mean, if you don't like the concept of cruising is very similar on all of the cruise lines, right? Your breakfast, lunch, and dinners are included. You're going to have complimentary dining venues. You're going to have endless entertainment and activities throughout the day. That is with every single cruise line, minus Virgin to a certain degree. But if you like the concept of cruising, but you may not like the ship, then either you could change the cruise line or you can go on to a different cruise line and get a different experience. And but the concept is very similar, which I love. It's you have you have all these different things that you can do. You can do as much, you can do as little. I mean, you have spas on board. So if you want to get that zen and that relaxation, they do have that on board. They have the adults only areas on these cruise ships now. So if you want to get away from, maybe if you have a cruise and there might be a bunch of children on it, then you can go to the adults only area and you have the adults only section to be able to relax. I love cruising because, as I said, you have the value in what you're getting during your cruise, and then you have the ability to be able to see different destinations along with your cruise. And you just don't get that by flying to say Mexico, flying to Jamaica, and you're just staying there. You get a different experience by staying directly, say, at a Caribbean island. But the overall value, I feel, and what's included is by far the best value of any type of vacation. So, all right. So, oh yeah, you got to throw them likes. You know what? Definitely, if you like this, especially on YouTube, because there are some people on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Let's hit the like button for me. I appreciate the support. There's a lot of you that are watching, so make sure you hit the like button. Like I said at the beginning, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I love interacting. I have a lot of experience. I have a lot of stories that I can tell you all. I've been a travel advisor for 12 years. I've been in the travel industry since 2006 when I started with Southwest Airlines. So I have a lot of travel stories that throughout the times of these lives, I will drop a little bit of tidbits and a little bit of information from my experiences and some funny stories that I've gone through as well. So I appreciate the support. This is really nice. So I think I might do this 9 o'clock thing more often, especially with the interaction I'm getting. And I love helping people. That's my biggest thing. I love helping people. That's one of the main reasons why I got into being a travel agent, because I love traveling and I love helping people. And me being on social media, I've been on social media for so long, creating all these different Facebook groups. And now over the last year or so, I've taken the content creation a little bit more serious and being a little bit more consistent, especially this year. You're going to see, some cool videos being uploaded of my experiences on different cruise ships and travel just in general, because I don't do just cruising. I go to all-inclusive resorts. I'm in the Orlando area, so you'll see some theme park stuff. And then eventually I'm about to go to the Mediterranean, Africa, and other destinations. So stay tuned to the Mike the Travel Lover. Trying to get the subscriptions up, more people that supporting me, I'm able to travel more. Let me put it that way. AJ Dush, appreciate it. 8 people watching, throw them likes up. Thanks. Oh, no problem. AJ Dush, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. All right, Catalina Island and Ensenada. Oh, awesome. Can't even talk. Ensenada, Neda. What was your favorite trip? Oh man, my favorite trip is when I went to Trinidad. I went to Trinidad some years ago. I've been to Trinidad about 3 times, and each time I stayed for about at least about 2 weeks or so. And I was younger. My first time I just had graduated high school back in 2004, so I was around 18 years old. So for my graduation gift, when I some people when I lived in Philly, I have a lot of Trinidadian friends, and so one of my close friends was getting married. He came up to go to college up in Philadelphia at Temple University, and some of the family, whatever, was getting married, and so I was invited, to attend, and it was like, "Would you like to come to Trinidad?" I was like, "Sure." And the what people see on television, on social media, um, you know, it's just, man, the culture. There's a lot of things that how people live in the Caribbean I wish was here in the U.S. You can literally go to a neighbor, knock on their door, they'll let you in. You don't have to call and say, "Hey, I'm coming over at 5 o'clock." You can just go to your neighbor, knock on their door, and they give you food, they give you drinks. I mean, the hospitality in the Caribbean, in Trinidad, is bar none. And it's like, man, it's like here, it's like, man, you gotta schedule an appointment. I gotta schedule an appointment with my own family. I gotta schedule my own appointment. I mean, it's not like that with every single, maybe family or friend, but for the most part, it's like we're so busy. It's like you gotta schedule appointments, but there's like, man, so laid back. And then just the food. Oh my goodness, the food is so amazing. The the overall culture is just simply eye opening, and that how they live and all of that. I mean, they have some really nice homes, and then they have places where they don't have really nice homes to live in. I mean, I stayed in my friend's house, and it was a shock at beginning. It was no AC, right? It was in the middle of the summer, 90 something degrees, humid at night, right? And they must have known, those mosquitoes must have known that I was from the US, because at night I was getting up, bit up. And and I just had to adjust to it. It was just different. But it was like, man, it's like some Fridays, a lot of most Fridays, a lot of the businesses will let their employees either not, they don't have to come to work, or they let them allow for them to get off early, like on Friday, so they can have an extended weekend. You ain't getting that here. You're not getting that here at all. I mean, I played basketball, with these Trinis. I played football or soccer, out in the field with them. I mean, I've actually, spent time construction, work. One of my friends had a construction job, and so I spent time with him just to get that experience and help them out. I mean, I partied. I mean, first time I've ever went to an outdoor like club party, and party all the way till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Was driving back home, and the sun was rising off of the water. I'm like it. I'm like, this is amazing. So that experience, those several times, just opened my eyes out to different ways of living, different ways of the culture, and how I can implement some of those things back here in the U.S. Because a lot of things that they do there and how they live is better than here. It's better than here. And I honestly would say it. It is better than here. And of course they deal with their things, and they deal with their own things, but a lot of the things and a lot the values and the culture and all that, is way better than here. Here is just a huge mess, unfortunately. But that was that is will continue to be out until I probably maybe go to Africa or some other countries. But because I actually lived with people that I people that now are my extended family, and I've stayed several weeks with them and was able to eat and experience everything and live like how they lived. I mean, even to the point where, um, I'm walking around barefoot, right? Yes, they have sneakers. Yes, they have sandals, but they Caribbean people. These people, I mean, they live in free to a lot of times and how they live to a certain degree. So I'm walking around trying to walk around barefoot, walking down the road, and they laughing at me. They like, my feet is so clean and so and so um light skin for my complexion. They were, a lot of them was laughing. They could tell, I'm from the US. But overall, really good experiences. And I mean, one thing I saw too, like even in their downtown area, like Port of Spain, their cops, they carry M16s. They don't play. They don't play. Those cops don't play. They carry around these big artillery, these guns around with them. They ain't carrying around a little small pistol or whatever handgun. They carry around big boys. So that's a big difference too. So, but man, what a wonderful experience. So thank you for asking me that question. My favorite cruise. Oh man, it's a couple. Last year on Horizon, I did a guys trip. Amber, if they're watching, Amber and them know, that's the first time I met Amber and them. That was an epic cruise. That was my favorite. I do. We try to, me and a couple of my homeboys from Maryland, we try to do a cruise every single year, and that by far was our best guys cruise. My the best cruise I probably have ever experienced probably was Icon. Icon just blew me away. Every turn I went, I was blown away. And I went on a cruise with my mother. Um, but yeah, I have a lot of different favorite trips. I mean, even the times when I go with my family, which I'm looking forward to, with my kids and all that. This upcoming November on Wonder, because the last cruise they've been on was the end December of 2022 in the Mardi Gras. So I'm looking forward to that. But man, I have some really good trips. Most of my trips have gone. I mean, all of my trips have gone well. I've never had any major issues. But those are kind of some of my highlights. Thank you for that. I think it says I think I like Carnival. I hope we do. They're most cost-effective cruise line based on my research. So yes, they are the most cost-effective cruise line. But I'm gonna be honest with you, where I'm at right now, just because you sometimes you get what you pay for, right? And so for me, I know for me, that's where a lot of times I separate my personal feelings and my professional, um, and sometimes they intertwine. And so yeah, like they may be the most cost effective, and I think it's a really good start. But sometimes you get what you pay for. Sometimes it's good to pay maybe a couple extra $100 to get a better experience, to get more value for your money. And and maybe going on other cruise ships or cruise lines, you will see maybe more of a value, or you're getting maybe more for your money. But I truly hope that you enjoy Carnival Radiance, and I can't wait. Make sure that if you see me going live again, that you tell me of your experience on Carnival Radiance. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. And if you ever have any questions, you can feel free to send me a message or whatever, and I'll be able to kind of help you out. Man, Carnival is my baby. I love, Carnival will always have a place in my heart when it comes to cruising. All right, so it says Warm Shore, try MSC for value and beautiful ships, Mariavilia and Seashore and Seascape. So I've tried MSC. I did MSC Seashore back in 2022. I did MSC Seashore for the first time. MSC cruise ships are absolutely spectacular with their decor. I mean, you got the crystal staircases. It's just their ships are absolutely beautiful inside. But the problem with MSC, in which I hopefully they're going to fix with MSC World America, is that my issue was that is there's a cultural difference on the cruise ships. Is an Italian-based cruise line. A lot of people from Europe will come over to the U.S. to experience the Caribbean, and they're going to choose MSC. So you may have that cultural shakeup, right? As well, because they cruise. Europeans cruise a little bit different. Hold on one second. Yeah, Europeans cruise a little bit different than here in the U.S. So you have that too. So different. They also wear different types of bathing suits. So you're looking at speedos and all types of stuff. So be aware of that, right? I'm just being honest. When the Europeans come over here, they're not going to necessarily change up, how they are. So you're gonna see, some things that you may not see on a Carnival Royal Caribbean here in, cruising from the U.S. My other issue with MSC is you need more complimentary options if they're going to compete and stay relevant in the U.S. market. You need to add more complimentary options. There's no way that I go on MSC shore with that, with several thousand people, and you only have two complimentary options. There's no way that the only two complimentary options you have is the main dining room and the buffet area. That was it. Everything else was an upcharge. Everything else was an upcharge. There's no way that they can stay relevant, from the U.S. market by having that. And their knock initially when they first came over here was the food. When I went to MSC Seashore, the food was not bad. So I can't say that. And MSC has the best pizza by far out of any cruise line. And I don't even want to hear it. I don't care what type of pizza you like. MSC has the best tasting pizza out of any cruise line. And I'll taste the Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages is a second, because their pizza was really good too. And then I got Carnival pizza that was really good too. And then I got Royal Caribbean Sorrento's. But MSC just has to fix out some kinks. There's also no way that if I go on MSC Seashore, the crew members being disgruntled, I should not see that. That should happen behind closed doors, right? I shouldn't see the crew members having little disagreements or whatever they're going through. I should not see that. Not consistently, right? So that was something that kind of can make someone's cruise experience not enjoyable, or they're like, oh, I don't want to go on MSC again, right? I mean, I've heard of some other things too. Racial things. I didn't experience it, but they do have some really great chances. I mean, the ships are beautiful. Their venues on the ship are beautiful. Their shows are really good. Their nightly entertainment is very good. Like they have some really great things. Their children's area, the water park area is very good. So they have a lot of nice features. They just have to get used to the U.S. market. And like I said, with the MSC World America, which they said is going to be the first ship that they are really focusing on the U.S. market. Hopefully, if they get that right with MSC World America, hopefully that will trickle down to other ships that they may build for the U.S. market. And so I'm looking forward to it. But yes, MSC is lower priced and is valuable. It is lower priced, similar to Carnival. And from what I've heard, that MSC is like the Carnival over in Europe. Not as far as maybe how the inside the ships look, but as far as the value, as far as the pricing, because MSC pricing is very affordable. I don't even want to. I forgot. I don't even want to botch your name. Is it Zeron? For future ideas, I would like your opinion, feedback, opinions of European cruises. Yes, that will be coming. Look, if I could show you my whole list of topics that I'm going to discuss over the next 4 or 5 months, we're going to talk about a lot. So yes, European cruises is on the list. Thanks for that. Trinidad is definitely on the list. Just moved up a few spots. Man, Trinidad is amazing. And then you got Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean actually has a cruise ship that does a Southern Caribbean itinerary that actually goes to Trinidad. And I've never been to Trinidad during Carnival. I've been there maybe like a week or two before, or I've been a little bit after. But I've heard of some things. Of course, I've seen it on social media about Carnival, but no, I've never been during that time. But Trinidad is a great, and then they have Tobago. So Tobago, they're trying to build up and add some resorts and all of that. You could take a boat ride or a plane to Tobago. And Trinidad and Tobago is not far from South America, so you can actually, depending on where you're at, you can see South America from Trinidad. I better represent. Oh, Amber. Oh, I do see Amber on here. Okay, I'm not even going to ask you why your first name is different. Maybe is that your first name? Is that really your first name? Because Michael is not my first name. Michael is not my first name. I may tell you guys what my first name is later on. If I get to maybe 1,000 subscribers, I might tell everyone what my first name is. But let's talk about Virgin Voyages real quick. I see some people are is going down. So Virgin Voyages is adults only cruise line. Like I said, I'm going to have a separate video where I'm actually going to talk more about Virgin Voyages and the cruise ships and all that and the experience. But Virgin Voyages adults only. When you go on Virgin Voyages, prepaid gratuities is included in what you're paying for. Your basic beverages are included in what you're paying for. Your group fitness classes is included what you're paying for. All dining venues are included. So there's no such thing as a specialty dining. All dining venues are included. You just have to make reservations for them, or you can walk up and see if you can get a reservation. Am I missing something? I said gratuities. Oh, your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is also included. So when you're paying for Virgin, you get all of these things: gratuities, Wi-Fi, basic beverages, group fitness classes, all the dining venues is included in what you're paying for. Also, too, with Virgin Voyages, it is not your typical cruise line as well. You're not going to have a whole bunch of announcements going on during the cruise. They're like, you're an adult, you figure it out. Another thing, there's not a whole bunch of activities going on every single hour like the other cruise lines. From my experience on Scarlet Lady, I did a 4-night cruise. The first portion of the day, you see more fitness classes and all of that. You see more like yoga and all these other things happening during the day. You have some other activities, sprinkled here and there. And then in the late afternoon and evening, then you have more activities that's happening. They do have some cool things such as mixologist classes and all these other things as well that you can participate in. They do have some really good, cool themed parties, like the 70s parties. They have a PJ party. Yes, you can wear your PJs. And then they have the Scarlet Nights party, which you wear red and all that, which is pretty cool, a little weird. You know what I mean? That party is like in different areas of the ship. They all come together and then they separate and they come back together. It's a little different, right? You know what I mean? And it's a lot, it's a little different. I'm gonna see that. But the partying aspect of it is a lot of fun. I mean, they take it up to the pool area, and it's like a pool party that's happening. Then they take it down into the nightclub. the best nightclub I've ever seen. The Manor on Virgin Voyages is the best nightclub. It is like legit like a nightclub. And they also have other different shows and stuff like that inside of the nightclub. But the dim lighting, they have little small cubby areas in around the nightclub where you can just relax. They have a lounge areas. It's 2 levels. And the music, when I went on, it was great. I mean, really good mix of pop music, R&B music, hip hop music, reggae music, top 40 music, Latin music. Really, really good atmosphere when it comes to Virgin Voyages. I mean, they have a casino on board. Their shows are different. I literally went to one of their shows and the stage moved around. Like you stood up the whole time. It was a show and a dance party combined. Probably one of the best shows I've ever been to on any cruise line, besides like the Royal Caribbean shows. Like that probably is the best. Because like I said, they will move the stage and then the performers would dance around you or do different things around this venue in the red room. So some great concept to it. But if you're looking for that constant activities throughout every single hour of the day, you're not going to get that. And and they really truly only have one main pool. That's another downfall I feel like with Virgin Voyages. You have like 2,000 people, but you only have really one main pool. So when you see pictures and videos of the pool area, you will now know why it's so many people around the pool, because it's really only one pool. They do have another pool, like a round pool, but I think that's like a jacuzzi or something. If anything, Virgin Voyages can do is add another pool to the cruise ships if they building new cruise ships. So, but that is a big draw because it's adults only. There's no children. I have my qualms about Virgin Voyages. I love a lot of aspects of Virgin Voyages, but I do have some qualms about Virgin Voyages. And whether or not, if I have, some adults that come to me and say, hey, I want kind of an adults atmosphere, I ain't gonna front. I'm putting Celebrity S Class over Virgin Voyages, even though Celebrity S Class is not adults only. Those ships are not made for families, so you're really not going to see that many children, if any, on like a Celebrity cruise. So, but Virgin Voyages has some really good features to what they're doing. I'm not knocking overall what they're doing. I don't feel like they have the best cruise ships, but I think the whole hey, there's no children here is the reason why a lot of people will go on Virgin. But as a cruise experience, as an overall cruise experience, I'm still choosing maybe some other cruise ships over Virgin Voyages. But if you truly want adults only, that's going to be your best option. And they're open-minded. So be open-minded when you go on a cruise ship, because you're going to see some things you may not have seen on a regular cruise ship as well. So be mindful of that as well. All right. Oh, y'all share a premium account? Okay. All right. So last question for tonight is, so with Virgin Voyages, I got to ask, is it really freaky? Is it really freaky like the rumors? Just wondering. My parents were thinking of going. They aren't uptight, but they are definitely older. Ooh, I would need to know a little bit more about your parents. So let me put this out here. You're going to see there are drag queens on the cruise ship. So you may see the drag queen, because there is, I think, maybe a couple shows where there is a drag queen. So if that doesn't bother you, right? So you will see drag queens on the cruise ship. All right. So I just want to put that out there. As far as freaky, I would say Virgin Voyages I went on Virgin Voyages last October, November. I'm about to post that video hopefully in the next month or so. But I wouldn't say it was freaky. I would say that Virgin Voyages is edgy, not freaky. When they first came out, I feel like they were kind of freaky, especially from some of the shows and stuff that I heard that they were doing and what they were giving out. But I think from the feedback, they've toned down on that maybe freakiness that you may want to call it. Because when I went, I would not consider it to be freaky. I just consider it to be edgy. So, and it's an adults only. So there's going to be some things that is going to be where adults would get it, will understand it, or it will be adult, maybe adult only humor or things like that, to where they may cross the line a little bit and then bring it back. So, yeah, I didn't see anything that was like crazy overboard. I did hear of something happening up in the pool area, but I was not there. But I don't know. Like I don't know how true that was. I just heard about it, but um but yeah, I didn't, like I said, me personally, I didn't experience anything that was like my mother is 70 something years old. Would I put her on Virgin Voyages? No. No, I wouldn't. But my mom is also religious, she's, I'm religious too. I'm religious, whatever, spiritual. Um, and if it was too much, I would say it was too much, and I would say I probably would never go back on it. But as far as my mother, like I said, she's like, 73. So I would not put her on that ship at all. I will put her on Celebrity, because I know she would have a really good time on Celebrity. All right, and Celebrity's not uptight, so I would prefer her to go in there versus Virgin Voyages, because depending on your parent, they may feel like some of the things that they say, or some of the things that they may say, they may not agree with it, or they may question it, and they'd be like, you know what, I wouldn't want to go on this cruise on again. Yeah, 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 yeah. My mother, I would not send my mother on Virgin Voyages. No, no. And my mother's not super uptight, um, you know, she's not super uptight and all that or whatever. But I don't think that she would enjoy that type of atmosphere. Um, you know, on Virgin, she would prefer. I'm sending her on Princess. I'm sending her on Celebrity. I'm sending her on Royal. She loves Royal Caribbean. So like I said, Virgin Voyages is more so for the more open-minded person. You want to hang around adults. They have a lot of adult, types of games, and I'm not talking about like raunchy games and stuff like that. But it's different. It is different. You truly have to go on there, or wait till my video, or if you watch other videos, you'll kind of see maybe some of the things that they do. But they have live music on there. They have different areas with music and all of that on there, as well. But yeah, I didn't feel like it was too much. I didn't feel like it was too much for me. And I have certain standards and values and all that too. And if it's too much, I wouldn't go back. So the first time I went by myself because my wife couldn't go. I want to take her on Virgin and see if she likes it. She probably would, based off of the atmosphere. But yeah, not my mother. No, nah. And you will see maybe some older people in there. You got some older people that still want to act like they're young. So that's the ones that you're going to see on there. But Virgin Voyages kind of caters to an overall crowd. I think it's just about the mentality. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching. So many of you on YouTube. Oh man, thank you so much. This is great. This is the most people I've had on YouTube. Stay tuned. I actually will be going live again next Sunday, same time. It will be a different topic, and I appreciate the support. And let's man, share this please with your family, friends, or whoever you know. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of September. And I probably will do a giveaway. I'll let everyone know what my first name is, and I will do a giveaway once I hit 1K. Where am I? I think, let me see where I'm at right now. Where am I at right now? $867. So I got 133 more people. So 133 more people. I need you to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and hit the like button for this, so that it can help out with the algorithm, so that anyone else who loves to cruise or loves to travel will be able to see this. And man, I'm looking forward to this new venture that I'm going into. I'm calling this the Travel Lover Unplugged. That's what it's called. So you'll see more content and all that in regards to the lives that I do. So Travel Lover Unplugged. I'll see you all next Sunday at 9 o'clock. You know, football season comes in, so this might be the last time I may do 9 o'clock on a Sunday, because I'm a big football fan. Go Eagles, go Birds. Let's go. And I'll see you all next week.